Hello, everyone. Thank you for choosing to be here today. Welcome to my channel, my YouTube channel today to check out another lesson in this series that we're doing at home. My name is Rene. If this is your first time here, I highly encourage you to go back to the first lesson and try to do the whole series from there. If you're an advanced student and you want to review what we're doing today, I would suggest you to go a little bit behind, like 2 or 3 lessons before, so you can fully understand what is that we are talking about in this lesson. And I am encouraging you to do that because today we're going to work on something that we have been working for the last 3 weeks. We're going to use the steps that we had 2 weeks ago. We're going to use the musicality exercises that we did last week, and then we're going to put them together today. Okay? So that's how the lesson is going to go. But before I start, I really want to talk a little bit of what's going on in the whole world. I know that for some of you, it's really hard to keep staying home, and all of us want to dance. All of us want to go back to our lives. Right now, we're going through the most critical time, I think, personally, that we all need to take care of each other a little bit better. So I know that your feet are itching to dance. I know that you have the confidence. It seems that everything is getting better, but on the contrary, everything's getting worse. So I highly encourage you to stay home. Keep supporting these events that are happening at home. They are making you stay at home. It's so very important right now. So, and not only for the safety of everyone in the tango community, in every community, in every dance community, but more especially for the survival of this. We don't want to come back and have like 3 dancers. We want everybody to be back there, okay? So keep doing these exercises at home. Keep dancing with your broom. Eventually, you're going to be dancing tango again, okay? And we need your support as artists. If you can contribute to, and once again, I am not talking about just this channel. I'm not talking about just me and my work. I would like you to contribute to any tango dancer, any tango instructor, any tango musician, any artist that you feel that they require that money. We are really struggling, and we need your support. Here in Argentina, in Bolivia, everywhere, in every corner of the world, every tango artist is going through a lot of difficulties, so economically, so we need your support, okay? That said, thank you very much for being here again. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for all the money that you contribute. So this, not only this lesson, but other things that I'm doing at home are being produced and are being contributing for you all to stay at home, okay? So today, the magical number is 5. I'm going to, I was thinking a lot about how to do this, and I imagine the music in a set of 5. See, it's very simple. We were talking about going beat by beat. Beat, 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 beat. So, and when we do up beat and down beat, it usually goes in bam, like slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, right? So that makes 5 beats. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. I know that most of you need and want to count. So that's the reason why I'm putting the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to practice that first. Let's say we're going to do it just walking. Imagine that I am going to go in a diagonal line from here, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I am a leader. If I am a follower, I'm going to do it backwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice that when I am doing it, I'm going to talk about a little bit later for the ladies. But when we are walking, I don't want you to walk simply like a robot. That is just following the beat, but it's not following, it's not dancing. So we are dancing, and I want you to understand that. Every time that you play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can go everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So I really, when you're listening to tango, or any other song, I want you to think of that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in the lessons before, we were doing, we collected a few things. We collected a basic step. We put molinete. We put lapis. During that molinete, we learned how to do sacadas during the molinete. We did a sandwich. And what else did we do? And we were doing the syncopations. Okay? So, I'm going to try to talk about this number 5 in every beat of, in every part of that set of steps that we have been working. So, I'm going to start by the basic step. We all know that the basic step has 8 steps, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, what would happen if I go 1, 2, 1, 2, no, I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, I'm not going to count the steps because you already know how to do your steps. The basic steps, at this point, you're not counting. You already know how to do it, right? So, what if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice that I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm including the syncopation a little bit earlier to make myself feel comfortable about it. You can choose that. I don't want to confuse you. I'm going to keep going slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. So how I'm going to do that? Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow, slow. If I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? That is just an example because I want you to do that syncopation during already what you know. But if you find trouble doing that, walk a little bit. See? If you get too distracted, like mixing the musicality and the basic step, try to walk. Bam, bam, bam. And then try to do your basic step. okay? Because when we are constructing that basic step, sometimes it requires a little bit of, you know, because it's a shape. When we focus in the musicality, we have to remember how is the shape of that movement, and then we have to make it in time and putting all those things together. It's a little bit of an exercise. However, it's not impossible to do. Okay, the more you try it, the better you're going to get. Now, what is happening? The next possible exercise that we have been doing is from there, usually we were going to a molinete, right? So let's say I'm going to do the basic step, beat by beat first. Bam, 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 bam. I'm arriving to the number 5. I'm not finishing because we all know that in the number 5, it's the opportunity for me to start doing the molinete, okay? So in the molinete, as a leader, I am responsible of letting my dance partner know exactly how to go and when to step during the music. If I don't have that musicality, most likely is that my dance partner is going to walk wherever, and she's going to actually not step in with the music. My job is to firmly take her in the rhythm that I am understanding. I'm going to speak about this later, but ladies, this does not mean that you cannot have your own musicality. The leader leads, but then you decide. So I'm going to talk about that later. Now, but see, gentlemen, when the lady is walking, that doesn't mean that we are just walking. See, if I walk like this, I am not dancing. I am just supporting the lady. Okay? So I want you to make sure that you, every time that you're listening to music, that's the reason that when I was explaining at first just the steps, when we didn't know what we were doing, I was very clear asking you to just do it slow, beat by beat. Boom, boom. So because after this is boom, 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 boom. But we already know that. Now, if I want to do this, look at my right foot. I'm going to try to go bam, 2, 3, 4, 5, pivot. She's ready to walk, and then when she walks, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's ready to 1, 2, 3. So not only that I'm going to the beat, but I am improving my whenever we talk about musicality, we are talking about making changes in the speed of the music. So, I mean, making changes in the speed of our movements that are perfectly matching the music. So if I move, and I am following the music, that my movements are going to be more entertaining, more exciting, and to the eyes of the audience is going to make a little bit more interesting movement, okay? And the feeling inside of the couple is going to feel like, you know, like you're floating somewhere else. It's going to take you out of the dance floor, and it's going to like transport you to the world of dance. That's the reason why we dance. To go somewhere else, feeling this illusion that we are floating, okay? So in order to move, to create this movement with these differences in speed, you need to understand this little secret that I am sharing with you today. So in the molinete, see, well, I'm going to do it again. I am in the number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, at first, because we're doing this in a way that I'm not talking about your posture. At first, it's going to, I'm just doing this. But eventually, you're going to remember the posture, and you are going to try to be doing that in a very elegant way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Then we did sandwich. The sandwich comes out of back ochos. Let's say I'm going to do the sandwich. My dance partner is in front of me, and I'm going to go side step. I lift her up, pivot her body. She's ready to walk with her left leg, and I go 1, slow, slow. The moment where I can go a little bit faster is going to be after this. Da, da, da. So, if I count my steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can start a little bit earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. I'm going to do it again. I'm asking you to do it from this part so you don't have to think too much. I'm going to do, see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this case, just in this case, the quick is going to be in the last 2 numbers that we're using. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. Okay? So if you practice this just by yourself, I want to have a little bit of musicality. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our limit is going to have 5. So our brain concentrates in just that number and we're playing with it. Okay? Very simple. Bam, 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 bam. Then from there, whatever you want to go. Now, when we're going, what happens if I want to do a lapis and I am not doing that because I need my leg to be doing the lapis, right? So how we are going to work on that? I have here, I'm ready to lead her into the 1, 2. I'm going to talk about this later, how the feet have to look, but this is the crossing, and I am going to go 1, and the next beat is not moving my feet, but pivoting 2. And then during the quick, slow, 3, 4, 5. She goes over my foot. 1, pivot, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's try to do that again. I'm going to change a little bit my angle. I'm not going there any longer. I'm going to be going here. I'm going to do it from the very beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the number 5, I have this posture. My hips are a little bit tilted towards, like, not in front of my dance partner. They are 90 degrees. Okay, I have my hip a little bit tilted. From here, I invite her to walk, to use this space that I have just created for her. So while she's walking, I'm switching my weight to the opposite direction of where she's going. 1. Then I need to lead her into her next step. So I'm going to use my upper body to lead her. 2. And see, I'm using my upper body to also determine my next step. 2. And from here, I switch my weight completely to my left leg, and with my right, 1, 2, 3. Right? I'm going to move a little bit behind because the camera is not capturing that part. So after this, I'm going to wait. She doesn't have to, at this point, it's her time. So I'm going to wait until she's passing over that foot. The moment that she is going over my foot, I continue the lead. And I'm going to go slow. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. So in this exercise that I'm passing to you today, the lead, you're going to understand more the lead from your core, but you're going to do it in such a way, such an organized way, that the counting is helping you go with the music. Now that counting in the music, I should have said this before, but I want you to practice even when you're listening to the song. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth for the rest of the song. That doesn't mean that when the song finishes, I'm going to finish in 5. Probably the song is going to finish in 2. But if you follow that set in your mind, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're probably going to end up in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. However, you're going to all the time finish in one step, taking you somewhere in a very nice or even here, boom. So practice, you're going to find that out. So going back to what I was saying, whenever you lead with your core, you're able to move the rest of your body. So this, believe it or not, is also going to help you, because now you know exactly how long that pivot in just one leg is going to last in time. So if you manage to count these numbers, these beats, while you're leading, 1, 2, 3. See, 1, I'm only on the pivoting on that foot for 2 quick steps. 2, see, this was 1, 2, 3. So 2, 3. In 2, 3, you have to go from, just look at my pivot. 2, 3. That is not very difficult to do. 1, 2, 3. When we put everything together, it looks like we're doing something more difficult, but practice this. 1, 2, 3. If you cannot read the music in that quicker version of it, see? I'm going to do beat by beat. Pa, bum, bum, bum. But if I do it faster, the movement makes everything a little bit more agile. Bum, 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 bum. Now, if we go to the molinete one more time, she walks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I look how I am still moving my torso. 1, in the moment of she's doing 1, I'm switching my weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do it from the very beginning, doing a basic step. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, I'm doing it in slow motion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This part is mostly for the people that don't understand the movement without a partner. And to make sure for the ladies to know exactly what is happening during that time, okay? Let's do it one more time. And now I'm going to do a sandwich before I do this, so you can see it with the sticks. See, even at the end, if I want to finish here, she walks forward, I'm walking. I'm switching my weight in order for her leg, in this case, her left leg, moves. At the end, she's walking, I move on the other side of my axis. That doesn't mean that I'm walking here. See, I'm collecting my feet very elegantly, but still I switch my weight and I keep moving my torso in order I bring my weight to my right, and then I am ready to go with my left leg to finish the exercise. So as you have seen, it's very exciting. It is very exciting to practice these with that number 5. Now, the last exercise, I'm not going to say that it's the most difficult, but because there's no difficult in when you're dancing tango. It might look difficult, but we're trying to make it as simpler as possible. So, it looks a little bit more effort when you're doing the sakala, but once again, I'm going to do it from the cross. I'm going to do the first sakala with my right foot. So that means that I need to, whenever she walks 1, see, I need to go immediately. So my step here has to be very precise. I'm going to do it from the very basic we were doing. All the time, I'm asking you to have continuity with the movements of your body. That means that you're not just stuck in one spot. You're constantly switching your weight, okay? So there is something that is happening when I finish. See, two, I'm doing the basic step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I open. Do you remember? I have to make kind of like a T or an L, turn upside down L. And from here, I can start doing the movement. Now, you have to understand that the first sakala, you are using your right foot. That is the number 1 of your count of 5 steps that we're practicing today. So, as she's walking, see, as I'm pivoting her, I'm going to move my weight there and I'm going to prepare. It's kind of like I'm waiting to go as soon as she gives me the space. When she's walking forward, she's creating the space for me to go. So I'm going to wait for that space. And remember the technical part also. You have to step closer to the foot that she's leaving behind, never right in the middle, because then your torso is going to like push her way. And we don't want that. We want to eject her leg, the leg that she's leaving behind. We want to eject it, it flies away, it dances with that leg. So very carefully, I want you to switch your weight completely, your weight on your left leg. You have the energy on the right leg. So I'm going to go, then 1, 2, slow, slow. They have to go long and nice. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Notice that at the end, I'm doing slow, but I am still moving. I don't want you to move that much, but if you practice, I know that a lot of people have a lot of talents, and if you have been dancing for a certain period of time, you can do a lot longer and more flowy pivots. If this is something that you are not familiar with, and probably you don't have the talent, I don't have the talent of write poetry, but that doesn't mean that I cannot write poetry. If I learn how to do it, if I really put all my senses in order to learn that, I am going to be able to do it. So the same for you. Probably you think you don't have any talent, but I want you to practice. You have now a little bit more time. So try to use that time in order to practice these little things and polish your tango. So see, I'm going to do it one more time and I'm going to do it at the full molinete. So I invite her to go forward and I move my weight to my left leg. And then I'm thinking of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the last one, I'm going to try to pivot because I need to use my upper body for her to change the direction. See, even though my feet are not moving any longer, I did a very nice pivot, but after that, I need to put my shoulders 90 degrees disassociated from my hips. And then bring her to the other side. Now, in the other side, I have to make sure that my left leg is ready to go to the sakala. So, while I'm doing this, I'm switching completely my weight on my right leg, and then my left leg is ready to go. And I'm going to do, again, giving emphasis in my 2 sakalas. They are like slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. After this, I'm done. Switch my weight. This switch of weight makes me comfortable first, coming back to the number 5 in order to keep dancing. I have to be on both feet because she's going to arrive here. Don't try to immediately keep going. Let her arrive and take her with you 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to do it just one more time, full exercise. I don't want to focus too much in the patterns of the steps. Once again, this is a musicality lesson, so but just so you know, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not important. I switch. I need my right leg, and I prepare 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need my left leg ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? Once again, that was just for fun. But that number 5 is going to help you a lot. Even though that, let's say, oh Renee, I don't know how to do these steps. Those steps are complicated. I don't like to dance with the sticks. I completely understand. But if you start ingraining that count of 5 in everything that you do, if you imagine just like going, like walking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can repeat that quick part. 1, 2, quick, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Get that into your system. I love to teach steps because I'm confident that I know that the steps are tools for you to start building your dance. But at the same time, I cannot teach you just the steps. It has to make sense with the music. So the more I make an effort to make you dance, the better teacher I'm going to be, okay? So try to practice this with the number 5. And this is especially for you leaders, that you really need to work on this, okay? Now let's see what the ladies have to do. Okay, for the ladies, to begin with, I just said that the leaders are responsible in great part of following the music. Once again, and leader only means that they are a little bit ahead of you, but that doesn't mean that you are going to do that. That's the reason why so many times I told you that you're not just like my shirt. If I move, my shirt goes everywhere because with me and follows the movement, because my shirt is made of fabric and thread and some colors behind, but my shirt doesn't have a personality, doesn't have a brain. Of course, it's not moving by itself, right? You have a brain, you have your own body, you have your own rhythm, you have your own ears. You have to develop that ability that no matter what the leader is doing, you want to keep your own musicality, your own control of your movement. It might feel a little bit difficult to do because to begin with, you're a woman and it's hard to argue with somebody that is larger than you. Men are usually larger, and that itself is kind of like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. When you're dancing, you are equal. There is completely no difference. So I want you to use that equality in order to make sure If the leader is going a little bit too fast with his lead and you move perfectly with the music, you're letting him know in a very gentle and dancing language, excuse me, that was a little bit too early or too quick. So learn how to use your body language to communicate something, okay? I know that when I am saying learn, it feels like it's your responsibility, but I'm giving you the tricks here, how to go into that part of the music. One thing that I want everybody to understand is when you're moving and you're dancing, you have to give access to the movement to the joint of your hips. If you move like tense and you don't use your hip joint, you end up moving like a robot, okay? And usually when we are focusing in what's going with our feet, we tend to tense up the hips. But we are already past that stage. We know how to do the steps. For that same reason, and especially for you ladies, I want you to relax, not just your hip joints. I want you to relax your spine. Your spine needs to create a nice movement, okay? It's like the movement of a fish swimming in the water, plunged in the water, okay? So you cannot move like this, or just using your hip joints, it would make the exercise a little bit weird. Eventually, I know that if you move like a fish, you're going to feel like, this is not very natural. Perhaps it's not natural, but at some point you're going to feel like you're actually enjoying that kind of movement because it's going to allow a lot of other things to happen, okay? Talking about that same thing, when you're walking backwards, if I'm going to walk backwards completely tense, okay, no matter what I do, it feels tense and rigid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. So if you, again, I'm using my my spine and the joints of my hips in order to switch weight. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? When you're dancing, when you see dancing people tango, the most attractive part of that dance is always going to be your body. Not only your feet, not only your embrace, everything. If I am a good dancer, people notice not because of my posture or because of my steps. It's because the lady that I am dancing with is flowing constantly, looking great. She's able to do a lot of things. There's a lot of communication, but even if they don't know tango, something beautiful is happening in that body. That makes me a good dancer. Nobody's looking at me. Nobody's like looking at my knees or my posture, how I'm stepping. But especially the ladies, if they look a lady dancing like that, immediately they're going to say, oh, I want to dance with that gentleman because I want to look that good, okay? That's how you recognize a good dancer, male dancer, right? But when you see that something is happening in another lady that beautiful, I want you to understand that it's because she is that dancer is probably using every little part in her body to enhance that movement. If you, I don't know, like if they told you that it's forbidden, or it's of bad taste to move your hips, or it's a bad thing to use your spine, or that I don't know, that women should have long hair all the time and not short hair, you know, it's going to be difficult to create that that beautiful movement. Keep your options open. If you don't feel comfortable moving your the joints of your hips, don't do it. But try to use your spine. That's kind of like a natural way to do it. But once again, focus in trying to make the movement beautiful, not so much and how your hips are looking. If we just go micro, we don't. I mean, if we're taking care of just some obscure and dark detail, that is like once again shadowing the macro effect, which I would say the whole thing. I want you to always think in the whole, okay? And taking care of the detail, but in a very open-minded way. So, even when you're walking backwards, try to elongate in the number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the exercise that we did today, at some point we did basic step. At some point the leaders are accelerating. Bam, ram, bam, 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 bam. Go with your own technique, but in that rhythm. You can practice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In your back, in your back ochos and the sandwich. The wonderful part when the sandwich is happening is that you can actually change the speed in which the leader is dancing. Let's say slow, 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 slow. The leader goes pam pam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. Do you remember all these wonderful bum, bum, bum? If you think of the music, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, Rene, but I don't know, you're a guy. You can still control the leaders without feeling, oh, that you're doing something wrong, or you know how to do this so well. I want you to practice. For example, if you're taken to a sandwich, I'm going to start for that. I'm going to be doing embellishment with my left and embellishment with my right. So here I go. Bam, bam, bam. Sandwich. So, see, in my head is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I'm sorry. I keep counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you tell how after that step, that was my 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm skipping that. I'm making my movement last 2 long beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you would say, oh, but the leader is not waiting, he's leading. The leader is not a dictator. Leader doesn't mean, leader is the one that is guiding you to something. Leader is not the one that is pushing. And I want you to make a very important difference about. A leader is great. Somebody that's pushing you to do something, somebody that is not taking care of you is a nobody. So you don't follow that nobody. You follow a leader. So if the leader is really listening and he is really taking care of you, that leader is a leader. If not, the leader is not doing his job. So you have to get rid of that leader. Okay? So what is happening in the sandwich is that after I am ready to go in that position, I'm going to make sure, say, I can use 2 movements to arrive here. 1, 2. But then I have 3, 4, 5. I can move my leg from 1, 2, 3, or I'm sorry, to keep going 3, 4, 5. But if not, if I want to collect first and then remember piece by piece my technical skills, I'm going to go. See, this is the sandwich, right? You have to walk over the foot of the leader. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. So, what I'm trying to say there, what I'm trying to make you understand there, I don't want you to think too much in the control that the leader is having over you. I want you to think of how you can, together with the leader, achieve a more beautiful movement. If you take your time, every time, I'm showing you this with a very simple sandwich that most people know how to do. If you practice these very humble movements in every sandwich, you're going to develop this ability to coordinate your movements a lot better with the music. All you have to do is have that in mind. Slow, slow, and you can elongate. Slow, 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 quick, quick, slow, slow, slow. It doesn't have to be that 5 set. That is a little bit more for the leaders because they need to understand firmly every part of their movement, because again, they are controlling more than your movement. They are in charge of making your axis state in balance. So we need them to understand that part, like I said earlier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In your case, it's a little bit more relaxed. You can hold it. See, I'm still moving, but I'm not counting the beat. So that ability of holding, it's kind of like you're asking the leader, wait for me please here. I'm going to do this, and then we're going to keep counting. Quick, quick, slow. Okay? So, again, if you just don't feel like, okay, Renee, embellishments are really not yet my thing, I need to practice just my feet on the ground first, we're going to keep going. So in the molinete, after the basic step, we did a sandwich, and then we did a molinete. So in the molinete, the same thing happens. Let's go to the molinete. 2, 3, 4, 5. In the same way that I asked the leaders to do, Your steps are, all of your steps during the molinete need to be like energetic. If you walk the molinete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, see, it's like I'm not placing any effort in them. Remember what I said about your elbows in previous lessons. So here, I want you to feel like you have a lot of energy to do this. So I'm going to think about my elbows like I'm dancing the Havana Gila. I'm in the number 5. The leader is inviting me to walk. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can tell, all the steps that I made were the same size. Even though I'm going a little bit faster, my steps were elongated. Look, this is wrong. I don't want you to do this or practice this. If you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, can you tell that I am, because I'm making shorter steps, my movements become a little bit faster. You have to navigate. So in the molinete, at first, it's going to take a little bit of effort and coordination with the music. If you are a fan of the high heels, practice this with low heel shoes. I highly encourage you to try to do this with sneakers or with any normal shoes. But then at some point, if you like the high heels, you have to try it with your high heels. The thing is that whenever you're wearing high heels, making straight steps, it's a little bit harder because you have to use your ankle in order to pivot. And once again, it's a lot of effort in all the muscles in that area. But if you really want to walk as a dancer, you have to make an effort with all that, all your legs. And when I mean all the leg is like all the muscles in your legs. So, of course, I'm going to be a little bit not good if my steps are going everywhere and I don't know where I'm going. The more that my muscles are not working, the more I'm likely to lose my balance. The more I'm likely to be sloppy and not look good. The effort I'm doing with every muscle is going to reflect in how beautiful I'm going to look. That is the reason why I want you to bring all the technical part to the fun part, which right now we're just going with the music. But still you have to remember your technical skills. So and in the same case of the sandwich that I showed before, I want you to try to do with one leg, with the other leg, those wonderful, see, we even did this very difficult one that is like pivoting here and doing this. See, I'm going to do that, counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The thing is that count of 5 that I'm encouraging you to do is going to organize all these movements that you have learned during your technique, and they are going to enhance your movement. If you're not good with doing the embellishments, try to practice them. See, just using your feet. Pa, 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 pa. And I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do circles now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. See how I'm changing it just because I want to be with the music, but keep counting 5. No matter where, I'm going to add the speed part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay? Let's say you're working in your embellishments and you lose count. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something happens. I'm going to be patient. The next strong beat, next down beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And that, like I said earlier to the gentleman, that is going to sit you, that is going to place you in a place where you can control not only your movements, but you're controlling the whole movement, the couple movement. Like, for example, the leader is leading you to a forward ocho. Okay? Look, this is the plan in the head of the leader. Ocho, 2 ochos, 3 ochos, and then the salida, the exit. Okay? See what I can do. Once again, 1, 2, 3, and we finish with 6, 7, 8, right? But look what you can do with that. If I do 3 ochos and the salida only. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to be counting all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can do a lot of other things, but it depends on who you're dancing with, what you're feeling with the music, what is your mood. Probably you're not in the mood of doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're just in the mood of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or, as we are going to see sometime later, if you're in the mood of doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, which is possible as well. It's going to be a lot of energy involved there, but nothing is impossible, right? So, but for now, again, this is organization. This is a way of making you think in the same way that I think when I listen to the music, especially when I'm dancing tango. However, it's very interesting that if you try to do this in with every song that you probably think that you can do, this is going to give you a lot more rhythm in any kind of music. Because once again, you're in this class, we're talking about how to connect your movements with the music. This is a lesson about musicality. So that is what I wanted to do today. But let's see how we're going to move our feet during these movements. So very quickly, we're going to see all the little things that are hidden in our movements in our feet. I have tried to do this lesson today using the music of Francisco Canaro. The name of the song is Casas Viejas, and I chose the rhythm of Francisco Canaro because it's very, it's in the early times of tango where everything was being done, I'm not going to say primitively, but in a very, although this has a lot of instruments already, because this recording is it was made a little bit later, but still has that style that Canaro used to have, very clear in the downbeat. And see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It matches perfectly with what we are doing today. Things that I want you to remember, no matter what you're doing, when you're walking slow, you have to go with your heel. Bam, bam. Of course, eventually you're going to realize that, I don't mean you to go, ooh, that's a little bit hard for my heels. You want to create a movement that is going in that direction, right? In the direction where you're walking. So I want you to develop this ability to elongate first, and then without nobody watching, nobody noticing it, you're placing your heel first. You don't really have to lift your toes high in order to make that foot go with your heel. See how if I do it in slow motion, you can see that I'm barely lifting my toes off the ground, but I'm arriving with the heel. So I want you to try to, whenever you're doing the 1, 2, you want to arrive with your heel. Now, what is happening in the quick part? That means 3, 4. I walk slow, slow. The quick, because I'm dancing almost like I have to dance the upbeat. That means that I have to go up, and then come back down. So the quick is, even if you're doing this by even if you're doing it with your high heels, that you're already in this position, try to think of your in your belly button. You have to raise your belly button in that quick part a little bit higher. So see, slow, quick, slow. Now that does not apply when you're going into a molinete, for example, but once again, I wanted to make sure that you understand that when you go fast, you don't have the time to arrive heel, metatarsal, and then toes. You have to just pa, and keep going. Whenever we're walking backwards, it's a little bit different, because usually what happens, you arrive first with your toes and then transfer your weight, right? Like if I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's what is happening. But when I go with the syncopation, this is going to be pam, pa, pa, pam. In the same way, my weight only remains, especially for you ladies, it remains on the ball of your foot and then goes down. Okay? So, in order to practice that part, da, 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 da. And this exercise, not only for the ladies, gentlemen, you have to do exactly the same thing. Sometimes we walk back, especially when we're going into a calecita that we did before. And the calecita makes us walk a few, a long distance, just going backwards. I like this exercise because it's allowing me, although I'm just switching my weight from one foot to the other, it allows me also to use my joints of my hips and my spine, as I was explaining a little bit earlier. Although my head is not moving, I'm moving like a fish. And I can feel the movement in my whole body. If we move a little bit forward in the steps, don't forget that for now, even the pivot, we're using one beat even in your pivots. So most of the time, who is doing the pivots are the ladies. But as a leader, I need to understand when that is happening. And that is happening, like for example, in the back ochos. See, I'm going to do beat by beat. Pa, 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 pa. So in every pa, not in every, but I'm pivoting in the speed of that pa. I walk, that is one pa. I arrive, pa, 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 pa. Okay? If I would not be doing in that speed, if I go continuously, I'm not, see, the pivot doesn't count. Pa, pa, pa. For now, because we're again practicing this set of counting of 5 steps, I want you to try to do it very, very slow. Now, this exercise, ladies, is just for you. If you can do it, great. If you cannot do it, keep practicing. Eventually it's going to come to you. See what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. No, I'm going to do that again. That was wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. No, I want to cut this part, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's confusing. So we're going to go now in the second part of the exercise. Like I said to you earlier, when you're doing the sandwich, make sure that if you want to practice this, you have, if you do it in front of the chair, it's going to be a lot easier. But say, I'm going to keep counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? See how many movements I allow myself to do. You know a lot more. You can create a lot more of those movements. That's the reason why I was asking you to practice this with that count. Pa, 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 ra, pa, 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 ra, pa, pa. See, I'm giving you a lot of examples. Still, you can create your own ones. In this aspect of the counting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have a little bit more freedom of with the leader. And when we come back to dancing with again like normal, you're going to realize how important is for you to give you that space, to give you that time in order to like realize what you're doing. If you're in a constant rush, you're never going to be able to achieve anything, okay? And when you're doing the molinete, all I want you to do is go as, you know, lines. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Try to avoid, this is wrong, I don't want you to dance like this. I don't want you to do this. When you're doing a molinete, force yourself, think, use markers on the floor if you have to. Make sure that your ankles are completely straight in front, your feet in front of each other. Whenever you go to the next step, your feet are perfectly aligned. When you're going back, that you pivot your standing foot at least 180 degrees in order to allow the next step to happen, and that is placing your leg behind your other foot, and so forth. No matter how fast the leader is dancing or how fast the leader is leading you, you still have the ability to arrive with the music the way you would like to arrive. Of course, I'm not asking, of course, if you decide to go with your own rhythm, you know, there's going to be a disconnection, a musical disconnection with your dance partner, but at some point you have to get to an agreement. And that agreement is only achieved if you communicate through the body language. If you just want to do your thing and you don't listen to what the leader is saying, then that dance, that movement is not going to happen nicely. So once again, all these little things have to be, it's like you're telling him, hey, what if we dance at this speed? Especially to me is like trying to go a little bit slower. Now, if you want the leader to try to take you a little bit faster, you can do it too, but that is just a suggestion, okay? The leader is finally going to decide if he wants to go faster or not. So you can slow down, but I encourage you not to try to speed it up. That is for the followers. Okay, so I hope you these little exercises with your feet help you a little bit to basically do your homework assignment. This is not that difficult. This is, to me, when I think about the exercise in my head, this is very exciting because, believe it or not, that count of 5 helps me not only dance better at tango, but it helps me to find what music is perfect for dancing tango. So, in other words, it helps me thinking of that tango setting that I already have in my head. Okay? Well, thank you so very much once again for tuning me in today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson as much as I did making this lesson. I want to thank once again all your support. I want to encourage you to keep supporting all the tango artists that are going through this terrible situation right now. But at the same time, I want to encourage all of you to stay home, try not to pursue social gatherings for now. We're going to be back. The more that we take care of each other, the sooner we're going to be coming back. Thank you once again, and don't forget, we're going to get together in our virtual milonga, as every Sunday we do it, with or without a musician. I want to see you. I want to talk to you. I want to answer your questions. I want to share all this experience with you, and I want you to share it with me, okay? So I will see you in a bit at 7:30 p.m. every Sunday, and we will chat later. Thank you so very much.